name is Samantha Mowat. I'm a clairvoyant psychic and a contactee, and tonight I'd like to discuss with you an encounter I had on February 27th, 2014. During this encounter, I was driving down the highway from my home in Mission, British Columbia, into a deeper section of Vancouver, which is known as Langley. And while I was driving down the highway, I was singing music, and it was starting to become dark out, and I was pretty excited because I was going into Langley to buy these beautiful wingback chairs I found on Craigslist. And I was pretty excited by them because I was looking for the perfect furniture for my reading room at that time. And anyway, I was just passing Abbotsford when all of a sudden I felt a change in the energy. And over the course of a couple seconds, I noticed a small extraterrestrial being manifest in the passenger side chair right beside me. Now, I'm someone who startles quite easily, and as soon as I saw this being, I swerved a little bit over towards the left, and then collected myself, obviously. And when this happened, I'm like, "Don't do that!" And he disappeared again, which was fine. And the next moment, I felt pretty bad about getting upset with him for, well, all of a sudden manifesting within my vehicle. I could still feel his energetic presence, but it felt as though he was now camouflaging his energy. I could still feel him, I could still sense him, but I was no longer able to see him. So you may be wondering, okay, well, what did this being look like? Well, a couple videos ago, I discussed the little brown extraterrestrial who looked similar to a gray that showed up in one of the bedrooms of my house while I was putting away laundry. It was that same being. Pardon me. So anyway, I get to Langley, and I pick up my beautiful wingback chairs, and I was so excited for these chairs. I loaded them into my vehicle, but I didn't really get a good chance to look at the pattern on the chairs at the time. I knew they were yellow, and I knew they had this beautiful floral print to them, and so I drove to my girlfriend Vanka's house, who coincidentally also lived in Langley at that time. And anyway, I go into her home, and when I go down in there, she offers me a cup of tea. And then the next thing I notice, I'm standing by the door, and she's over in her kitchen preparing her tea, and her dog was staying closer to her. And I thought, huh, well, that's odd, because a lot of animals typically like me. But this little puppy, well, I shouldn't say puppy, is actually a dog, but he's quite small. Her dog decided to stay over near her rather than coming near me. And then as she turns from the kitchen to come over and bring me a cup of tea, she stops. She goes, "Oh!" I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "I just saw a little alien right beside you." And I look beside me, I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, he's back again." I didn't really think too much of it. Because his energetic presence had maintained being near me from the time that I felt him in the car, and he manifested in the car, all the way through when I picked up my chairs, I hadn't really paid attention to the fact that he would come with me from the vehicle in towards the house. And so the next thing that happened after that was she kind of stayed on the other side of the room drinking her tea and keeping about a 7 or 10 foot distance from me. And I just kind of sat down and enjoyed my tea. I could still feel him, but he decided not to manifest himself very long. The next morning, after I was at home and my husband was helping me take my beautiful 2 new winged back chairs out of the vehicle, he looks at me and he's like, "Sam, there are blue butterflies on this chair." And as soon as this happened, I couldn't help but we both started laughing and giggling because we thought, okay, that's just too funny. Here I am trying to find the perfect chairs for my reading room, and the chairs that I manifest, that I bring in from the universe, are the exact ones that have the symbol of when I'm going to be having extraterrestrial, multidimensional entities, presences coming into my home. Well, I just thought I'd share that story to give you an idea of another way in which contact can occur and the various synchronistic events that go along with it. Hope you have a beautiful night. Peace, love, and light. Bye!